Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Irish Column for Sunday, the 18th of January 2026. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. I'll be joined shortly by Orla, and Anthony is going to come on as well in a while. So I think Martin will be on as well. We'll know soon enough. But let's get straight into the comments there. How's everyone? Greetings from. Okay, how he is? How he is? Hi, Paul. Good evening, Drew. How are you, mate? How's everyone? Good evening, all. Good evening, Kitsy. Greetings from Waterford. Thank you for tuning in. Hi there, Paul. How are you doing, Vincent? How's things, mate? Anyone see the kids from Wicklowsfield chanting "Free Enoch"? Great to see that. That's from a couple of years back. That's with the Black Paddy fella. Yeah, I definitely seen it. Yeah, but I seen that years ago, and it was great. You know what I mean. But now they're trying to bring in these gender stuff into the school where you have to abide by what the kids want. No. New logo. No. Got some folks in the States sharing the page out as we speak. Fair play. Thanks, Fino. Good man. Was that the students who got suspended? No, I don't think so. I think that was a Debs or something afterwards, or an end of season, whatever. Yeah, fair play, Fino. Good man, Fino. Fair play. Yeah, we're flying up there with 200 there already. We've only kicked off. That's a couple of years back. Yeah, Black Paddy was egging them on. Yeah, fair play. I seen a video today of Noel McConnell as well calling them out. I was actually there that day. I was watching that happen. You know what I mean? And yeah, they're going to be extinct. They're going to be Barack Obamas everywhere. Yeah. Well, there's not. How are you, Paul? How are you doing, Chris? How's things, buddy? Repost the stream there, people, if you can. I'm just going to put the banners there now. You can watch live on X at Fitzy Dub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph 27, and on the dealer here in YouTube, and at Irish Column YouTube, and Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons. It's going out there now at the minute. That's where it's going. You'll get me on that number there if you want to send in anything. 089 406 5986. Thank you. Angie, hello. How are you, Angie? How are you? Michael John, good evening from Manchester. Good evening, Michael John. I saw that video, Father Dougal, yeah. No, Chris, I heard about the 19 kids suspended for toxic masculinity. That was Belfast, I think, yeah. Good evening, all, Paul, Orla, and all, yes. Sunshine, did you all attend the IRL forum? It was absolutely fantastic. Solutions-based and things we can all do now. Okay. Yeah, I didn't go. I was at the farmers protest in Athlone. That's where we were. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Paul from Dublin 1. How are you, Paul? We gay conservatives are now starting to have a voice. Yes. Gale Force Media, Paul, new logo. Yeah, we've set it up. We've done it all. We have it all sorted now. So that's going to be the new media channel. Yeah, Gale Force Media. I'm going to bring up my good man here now. Hello, Martin. How are you?
Mr. Paul Fitzsimons, how are you keeping tonight?
I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah, someone was asking there about Gale Force Media.
To all the viewers, hello, good evening, and good night to you. Gale Force Media. Wow. That happened fast, didn't it?
Didn't it? Yeah, did.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm obviously going to plug my own little shtick of it. I put a promo out today, and first show of What Now Irishman goes live tomorrow. It should go out at about 6 o'clock in the morning.
6 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
So a very interesting interview. I'll be doing the one-to-one conversations. Paul is going to be doing some mad stuff, a lot of on the ground stuff, a lot of digging, a lot of how do you say it? Exposés, so to speak.
Exposés, that's it. Now you have it.
Anthony's going to be doing one-to-one interviews with people who have, whistleblower stories to tell. Paul, in fairness, the amount of data we've been sitting on for so long. And this is the truth to the viewers. We didn't know what to do with it. We couldn't go to the cops because they're in on it. We couldn't go to the government because they're in on it. We couldn't go to the mainstream media because they're in on it. And we just had to go. It's like, fucking Avengers, Thanos. Fine, I'll do it myself. And we just had to decide we have to do it ourselves. We really have to do this ourselves. Unfunded, all off our own back, off our own time, off our own coin. We're all busy people. We're all slogging, trying to make ends meet, pay our bills, etc., etc., etc. But we're putting the work in our free time to present you with ideas, conversation, and most importantly, the truth.
Yeah. People are saying that you can go to Eddie Hobbs. What do you mean go to Eddie Hobbs? I don't know what you mean by that.
Look, Eddie and his cohort are doing their thing, and I've nothing but respect for Eddie's crew, so to speak. They're not us. And I don't know how plainer to say it. They're not us. They're looking at the world from a couple of steps up the ladder than we are, and this is just the reality. Eddie Hobbs is a good man, and he is a good man. I've met him on a couple of occasions, but he's not a poor man, and all of his circle, although their concerns are genuine, I don't doubt that, they've never, or it's been a long time since they were touched by the filth of life. And that's the term I use. They're not struggling. They're not living in an area where there's machete-wielding fucking savages trying to kill their children or rape their fucking women. They're just a little bit, their intentions are good. I will never ever say anything bad about Eddie, Elaine, I've Cummins, any of those guys. That they're good people. They're good. I've spoke to them all personally. They're all good people. They're just looking at it from a couple of steps. They're closer to government and the institutions that destroy us than we are. Therefore, they're more easily compromised. That is the only flaw they have. Good people doing great work. I wish I had the resources. I wish we had the resources. We do better, but I would rather, as I always say, do you know what? I'm so proud, Paul. We do this off our own backs. I really like that we do it off our own backs.
Yeah, I agree. I got torn apart for pointing that out. They had EV cars there on display, well heeled.
Look, we're all too quick to criticize. We're all too quick to instead of looking at why they're controlled opposition or why they're Jews or why they're this, that, and the other. Look at the positives. Start with the positives and work your way backwards. Okay, what have they done? Positive, and then work your way backwards, and you'll find that the flaws are smaller than you think. There's nobody perfect. Paul Fitzsimons isn't perfect. Mark Murphy isn't perfect. We're all fucked up, but it's a case of start with the positives, work your way backwards. Don't start with the negatives. That's not critical thinking. Start with the positives, work your way. Fuck Islam. I'll agree with that 100%. There is no positives in Islam. Fight it with every fiber of your being.
Yeah. By the way, Martin, I bought my copy of Vandalising Ireland. Only came today.
It is a fantastic read, and actually, the first part of the book is so interesting and so eye-opening. You're going to find the end of the book a little bit boring because you know so much of it already. It brings it up to current times, and you know a lot of stuff. But the first part of the book, the first half of the book, there's like. Did anybody know there was a trade war about shoes between the British Empire and Ireland at the formation of the state? I mean, it's a fascinating insight into how the state was founded, who sold us out, who got us into this mess. And like I said, it's a fascinating read. Dr. Owen Lenihan does not get enough credit. He has the people who like to critique him. He's got the people who likes to throw stones at him. At the end of the day, he put a fantastic piece of literature together that gives the layman a fantastic understanding of how the state was formed and where we are going on our current trajectory. Where's the lovely Orla tonight?
I think was it a Ma's year's anniversary mass.
Oh, is it?
That's a Ma. Yeah, it was today.
That can't have been a year. It's happened a year.
Yeah, it is. Sure, it was snowing. Do you remember? I was there. Yeah, I was there. It was snowing in Cavan. Yeah, it would have been a year. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's mad, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, Jesus, fucking God rest her soul.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I actually have a knock on the door. I'm going to turn off the camera for a second. My sandwich just arrived.
Go on. I'll talk to you. What I'm going to do, anyway, let me have a look more at this. Urgently required U.S. military intervention and assistance, long overdue. We need to be united. If we stay fractured, nothing will change. Lads and ladies, we need to be united. We've been saying this.
Well done, young man.
Forever, but people are not listening. You know what I mean? You have two tiers now of who they listen to and who they won't listen to. We're going this on our own because I think it's the only way we can do it, because some of these people can't be trusted, and I don't trust them, and a lot of other people don't trust them. Okay, I'm not saying about all the lads that were there, but there is people there that people don't trust, and they won't get into bed with them. So we do need to be united. We've been asking for it for how long, Martin? How long has Anthony been reaching out for this?
I had a good conversation on forgiveness with an individual last week that's going to go out tomorrow, and the discussion is very frank and very, very open in relation to that. I have people that I am never going to be able to forgive, but they're not the same people that you can't forgive, so to speak. But we still have to work on forgiveness. I've only one individual that I cannot, has caused me so much harm that I cannot forgive it. But this thing of, everybody, you don't have to like a person to work with them. You have to trust them. This is the big thing. You have to trust them. If you want to work with somebody and form actually coherent ideas, policy, society, you have to be able to trust people. You don't, like I said, you don't have to like them, but you have to be able to trust them. Unfortunately, a lot of people have proven themselves to be untrustworthy, mainly because there is a small amount of people who drip poison in everybody's ear. Like, I've heard the rumors about Paul Fitzsimons. I've heard the rumors about me. I've heard the rumors about Anthony Casey. I like, personally, we laugh at them because they're so just ridiculous. But to people who don't know us, they go, "Oh yeah, that's probably true," because that's coming from a source that they perhaps trust or somebody they know or this, that, and the other. The reality is and you know what? It's not the state. It really isn't. It is a little bit, but it's not as much as we think. There's just bad humans out there who get their fucking shits and jollies out of destroying. They claim to be nationalist, but they're not. They're lefties. They've all the traits of the lefty. They say they're a nationalist, but they've got the narcissistic, destructive traits, inability to build, inability to create, only able to destroy. Our movement is riddled with them. And look, I don't mind saying it. And look, if you take offense, you take offense. I don't mind it. We have an IQ problem in nationalism, right? The simple fact of the matter is there are different levels of thought and ability. I put a comment, again, somebody put a comment in about something I said in relation to the government coming after X, and they basically said I'm not the right person for the job because of what I did. And I agreed with them. I'm not the right person for the job. In relation to writing IT policy or social media policy in relation to government, I'm absolutely not the right. I have no expertise in that whatsoever. I should be never let near any such fucking mandate. this is the difference between me, Paul, Anthony, and our current crop of politicians. We have certain skill sets. Paul is an IT background, therefore he could take such a fucking mandate, so to speak. I couldn't. I would most likely go into business or tourism or something like that, because that is my background. That's the this is the reality of it, is that we accept our limitations, and we don't have all the solutions. We're constantly crying out for experts. Please come and talk to us. But look, I don't know. Like I said, look, IQ is, and I know it's a very broad term, IQ, or like that. But look, there's some silly people in the movement who are better served working in their local communities than they are to try and unfortunately, look, bar revolution, we have to rely on policy. And there's certain people who have abilities to write coherent policy that may be given to the public, that can be elected, and they in turn get to impart that policy to the.
I'll just leave you talk there for a minute, Martin, because I have to move the car.
Tina, my background is something I'm very fond of. It's 2 years old. I put into Grok when Grok first was launched. I don't mind giving Elon Musk money, by the way. I have no problem in saying that. I've been using X as my main form of communication for huge amounts of time. I've huge respect. Now, I was banned off Grok for about a year during COVID times, and I went to Getter. But that was due to the Dublin cohort that still has not been rectified. So I put into Grok when it was first launched and was first able to generate pictures. Literally the week it happened, I asked it, tell me how Ireland feels right now. And this is the picture that was generated. And I will never stop using it. And I've built my entire new show around this image. I didn't delve into why it generated this picture, but as a lonely, unvaccinated leper of society, the picture resonated with me. There was all these towers of power, and I was this lonely man walking, and just the green and the moonlight and everything like that. So the picture resonated with me, and I've kept it. And I've actually built a whole show around the concept of What Now Irishman is built around this AI generated image about my emotion at the time. And that's pretty much it. That's where the image came from. It is Grok, 100% Grok generated. I laugh at people who say, "Oh, you're using AI. You're using AI." Stop using the wheel. If you're given tools that make life easier, you have to use them. Of course, you cannot allow them to take over your life, but you have to use them. Of course you do. Like, the reality is, people don't realize this. Okay, I'm only going to give my own personal experience. I don't have a career anymore, but I still work 40 hours per week. I lost my career through my opinions during COVID, but I still owe another human being 40 hours of my time per week, plus the commute. And you can knock it up to about 50 hours per week. And I give that time in return I give my labor in return for money that allows me to do this. You know what I mean? Because if I didn't have money, I wouldn't be able to do this. And we don't get sponsorship. We're not being funded by anybody outside the country. We're not being funded by anybody inside the country. We scrape together the few pence. And look, thank you to anybody who's ever donated to the show. I will never, ever, ever, ever take money from the show. Ever, 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 ever in a million years take money from the show. Every penny that goes into it is actually paid for the upkeep of the website, and it doesn't even cover it. You know what I mean? So it's case of, but let's just say, for instance, we happen to get 100,000 viewers, and the money was rolling in that. I will never take a penny from the Irish column, because it's not my nature. I'm not that way inclined. I would suggest buying a studio if we ever won the lotto, so to speak. I would buy a studio and let's do it in a proper studio live, invite guests, invite an audience, etc., etc., etc. But in relation to money, no. My own show, Paul, all the other things you do, we do it off our own back because it's the right thing to do, and that's it. It really is. It's just get the news out there, get opinion out there, get conversations going. Who said something about around kids there? What's that one? Christine. Around kids.
Right, now my dad hand at rearing kids and keeping a house. I sure as hell would be no good at running any department. Could possibly give some advice if needed about things.
Christine, as someone who's managed teams of plus 80 people, it's exactly the same. That's what management is. You're managing a household and managing employees, especially when you're in the certain sectors and it's young people involved. Yeah, it's like running a household with kids. Yeah.
What's that? Video wasn't. I had to refresh the page. Good man, Martin. What video did you play? Did you play a video?
I didn't put up any video, no.
No, okay. What
My
about
green screen's a bit wonky there. Can you see that? Can you see that in your end, Paul?
What?
Is the end of my green screen a bit wonky, is it?
Yeah, it is on your left. On your yeah.
I'm gonna go play with settings and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna unclick. I don't have a green screen. See what happens.
Yeah.
Better or worse? Oh yeah, see that?
Yeah, that's
yeah. No, yeah. Then I'm half missing. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's already been done. Do you want results? Then know what is happening and unite with what works. What does work? Like where have all these people been? Bar Malachy Steenson, like where has everyone else been out banging a drum and helping us out and even the farmers last week? Like we went to that. They don't come to anything we do. Like we're like second. It's yeah. No, I'm just not getting into it.
Paul, are you up for a conversation about that? Okay, so you were at the farmers' protest and I was at the farmers' protest. Can I tell you what I walked away from after the farm? I took a load of video. I spoke to a few people. I walked away from the farmers' protest realizing how small I was, and also how small our movement was, because there was 20,000 people, and there genuinely was 20,000 people there. 20,000 people I'd never seen before, I'd never met, who had their own vested interest, didn't care about nationalism. They were, and when you go back to our own nationalist protests, the biggest one, similar numbers, you knew so many people, they were all our tribe, so to speak. That wasn't my tribe, yet it's got huge financial impact and economical impact on every citizen in the country, but we're so small, and the population and the country and the government, and it's all so big. So I walked away going from it as like, what are we actually doing? Why do we bother? Why do we not just pool our resources and fucking all move, buy some land and move into a fucking commune, live together and fucking put up fucking gun turrets and just say, leave us alone.
Gun turrets.
Well, I had a long time. I'd a long time to think about it, and because that's the wrong thing to do. It's as simple as that. That's the right thing to do is to try and enlighten everybody and at least give them an option, at least give them a choice. If I put up my walls and my gun turrets, you no longer have an option and a choice. You're just the enemy. I want to push that so far down the road. I want the opportunity to try and convince people that we can do better. But that farmers' protest, bar the Dublin Says No cohort and Niall McConnell giving Sinn Féin a bit of shtick.
Yeah.
That was literally 20,000 compliant people marching like penguins, doing what they were told, going where they were told, and then listening to men in jumpers they don't wear suits. They wear jumpers to pretend they're the common man on 140 plus grand plus expenses per year. Tell them how they're going to fix everything when the horse had bolted about 5 years ago. I don't know. And on the same day, you had Eddie Hobbs's group of people, intellectuals, speaking. Again, telling everybody exactly what they already know. I watched so many of the videos. Actually,
Yeah, I've watched it myself. I have watched the videos.
Paul, I have to give a shout out to Philip Dwyer. I have to give a massive shout out to Philip Dwyer. His coverage, because I saw him at the farmers event, and then he was up in Dublin fucking filming in the other event. So look, Philip, I'll tell you what, you're some man to cover ground. Fair fucks to him. He does great interviews. He put pressure on the RTE guy. He was at the farmers protest the same day. He was back in Dublin doing fucking Eddie Hobbs thing. Look, that man puts in the fucking groundwork, the grunt work. Fair fucking play to him. Fair fucking play to him.
Yeah. Please look at the solutions provided at the IRL forum, please. So positive. Okay, people, go and look at the videos if you want to look at the videos. I've looked at a couple of the videos. Yeah, I have. So, yeah.
It's great stuff.
But again, sorry, Martin, all I will say is here, it's the same shit over and over and over again. We'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this. There's nothing happening. There's nothing happening. We'll still be here in 12 months' time.
It's literally only because there's different rungs of the ladder. And unfortunately, everybody who was talking at that event, and you don't understand, there's only 3 speakers there that I don't have respect for. Out of all the panel that spoke over the 2 days, there's only 3 I don't have respect for. Everybody else I have huge amounts of respect for. Fantastic ideas. They need ground game. I offered one of the people who were speaking at that event, ground game, and they, through a subsidiary, they declined it because we're just a bit too dirty. So I have to question how serious these people are in relation to, if you're not willing to get, I put it in these terms, those people have things to lose. We have nothing to lose. We sacrificed everything already. We gave up everything. Paul, you've been in court for X, Y, and Z. I lost an entire career. We've already lost everything. We're okay. We're so comfortable in what we have to do. Those people still have too much to lose, so they will play within the rules and they will play within the system. And unfortunately, they will be compromised by the system. They're good people. They are not bad people. They just, again, have not been touched by the filth of life.
Angela Leggett there just asking, hi, Paul, Martin. Whilst talking about our clan, do you know anything about Clan Éireann?
Clan Éireann are good people. Clan Éireann are good people.
Yeah.
I met a good clan operative up at Farmers Protest. Good man from the west of Ireland. Look, they're the same. They're in the same boat that we are. Having to pot. So just so everybody knows, Clan Éireann is Scian na Siúnta, and Clan Éireann is what Justin Barrett formulated after the National Party split, and he had to sit and wait until the ELC decided who owned the National Party, because there was a defection or whatever you want to call it. But in the meantime, Justin Barrett formed 2 new organizations because he wasn't sitting around waiting for this, that, and the other. Now, the ELC decided that against Justin Barrett and gave the National Party to Patrick Quinlan. Again, nothing to do with us. I wish everybody the best in whatever their endeavours are. But while Justin was hampered with state interference, he went and set up 2 new organizations. Clan Éireann is a fantastic. Look, this is if you are into National Socialism. I know Justin. I spoke to Justin. He knows I'm not a National Socialist. I see the benefits of some of the policies in the short term, but could never see it as a long-term solution. But he set up Clan Éireann. Clan Éireann is a dynamic group of. It's aimed at getting young men involved in activism, politics, sustainability, etc., 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 under the guise of National Socialism, which is not it's not a bad thing. It's been demonized by media, etc., etc., but it's not. Policy-wise, it's actually a good idea in the short term. Medium term, it starts to wane economically. Long term, no, you can't have, but you can use it to build into other things. But I like the clan guys. I know a couple of them. I know a good few of them. Good people, good humans. They just have their ideological approach to how to fix Ireland, and it is National Socialism. It is completely unapologetic. Same as we are, same as Ireland First is. We are completely unapologetic for what we want. We want a 95% Irish population. We said this in our talk up in the Forge last year. We want re-immigration. We want deportation. We want to protect every aspect of our people, our genetics, our culture. We don't mind people coming here on holidays. We want people to come here on holidays. We want people to experience our culture. If we want to experience other cultures, we will go on holidays ourselves and visit all the other beautiful countries around the world. We do not want other cultures imported into ours. We are Christian. We are anti-Islam, and so anti-Islam to the point where, when the time comes, we will invoke crusades if necessary, and we will.
Tina's just asking there, what is National Socialism or Nationalism Socialism?
National Socialism. Okay, I'm not going to say the word. I'm thinking you need to stick it into the Google machine, and actually not the Google machine. Use Grok. So National Socialism is the policy that Adolf Hitler would have operated under. Now, he inherited the party. The concept of National Socialism existed. It was actually, believe it or not, it's actually a workers' party. It was a workers' party that was formed in Germany after the First World War, because the German economy was completely destroyed after the First World War, and they had sanctions, etc., 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 and hyperinflation and this and the other. And through that, the same way as people before profit came to prominence through pretending to be for the people through the last economic collapse, National Socialism did something similar. Now, there isn't a huge amount of difference between National Socialism and communism. Now, and the National Socialists will go mad when I say that, but Anna Rand is a fantastic quote. It's two gangs fighting over the same territory. The huge difference is National Socialism works. Communism leads to death. It's as simple as that. 60 million people in Russia, and they claim that whatever the Nazis are supposed to have done. I doubt it. But National Socialism, as I said, in the short term can work. You nationalize all of your industry to protect from global entities. Now, it doesn't work the same way as it did in the 40s because the economy is so much global. But as long as you are basically telling every foreign direct investor that you can do business here as long as we're winning, and the Irish people are winning, then it's absolutely fantastic. You invest in upskilling your people, you invest in industry, you invest in... We're kind of scuppered in the sense we don't have a huge amount of natural resources. We have some, but not a huge amount of natural resources. So heavy production will be hard. But you basically put... I have an idea in relation to building a military, a navy, to do all our apprenticeships through. But... like I said, in the short term, it works. In the medium term, it starts to wane. It cannot work in the long term. But you use it as a stepping stone to bring in... You always keep a very, very tight, small nationalist government, but then you instill libertarian concepts in your people, as in they're truly nationalists, but they realize that, guess what? The state won't fuck with me as long as I don't fuck with the state. And you just go and live your life, you know?
Right, I'm gonna
take 5. I'm sure there's videos there to be played.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna play.
I have a lovely toasted sandwich my son made for me. That was delivered there, so I want to eat it.
Yeah, I actually have I'll go with, I think I will go with Suzanne Delaney. Okay, now Suzanne, this was sent on to me today. Suzanne, the child abuse in Tulsa. Okay, have a listen to this. It's a bit long, but we'll come back and talk about it in 5 minutes.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Delaney from the Irish Inquiry, and the child in the shocking photos below urgently needs your help to stay safe and remain with her loving family. I'm going to tell you exactly how easily you can help 15-year-old Mary Kate, but first I'm going to tell you what has happened to her under TUSLA's remit and in the so-called care of Three Steps residential facility in Navan, who have received an eye-watering amount of money for Mary Kate's residential care package. There are really scandalous circumstances involving this non-verbal child who has complex needs and significant intellectual disability. If you cannot stay until the end of the video, I'll also put the full details of how you can help Mary Kate stay with her family into the comments. My account is heavily suppressed, so please do share this video, as Mary Kate's family are in really diabolical circumstances. They are in a race against time. Despite these horrific injuries occurring while Mary Kate was supposed to be under the care of TUSLA, and despite those injuries being inadequately explained, TUSLA want to take Mary Kate from her family home and send her 5 hours drive away to the furthest corner of the country, where she will likely reside in some unregulated for-profit residence. Her family will not only be unable to see her on a regular basis, they will not be able to monitor what's happening to her and whether she is being cared for. Can you imagine being in that situation? Can you imagine that being your child? Her family have massive and legitimate concerns, considering the previous so-called care facility never even called an ambulance for Mary Kate, despite injuries so serious that 14 stitches and surgery were required, and it was discovered that the child had a hematoma and a brain bleed. Furthermore, her loving and dedicated mother discovered her child had been subjected to a waxing on her private parts. Mary Kate also now does not want her mother washing her in that area, leading her mother to have grave concerns about what Mary Kate may have experienced. Again, no plausible explanation was ever given. In fact, when challenged, the care home asked Mary Kate's mother if her own husband had been Garda vetted. Additionally, Mary Jane, who is Mary Kate's mother, noticed Mary Kate had extreme knots in her hair and period-stained clothes. She also discovered food was being controlled in a manner that was detrimental to Mary Kate's well-being. At one point, Mary Kate was receiving adequate care, but much of that changed when staff were replaced with cheaper and unqualified foreign labour. Some staff do not even have basic restraint training necessary to help a child in the event that that child might injure themselves. This type of training only takes a couple of days. In any case, Mary Kate's mother says that her child did not have a history of serious self-injuring type behaviour prior to the severe injuries that Mary Kate suffered. Therefore, the explanation that Mary Kate injured herself does not seem plausible. As a result of what I've outlined here, Mary Kate's mother decided to investigate what happened to her child, and she then discovered there are many, many other parents who allege their children were at the very least neglected by the same care provider. Mary Kate's mother alleges some of these children ended up in hospital with severe malnourishment, needing to be fed through tubes, and some also allegedly needed surgery after sustaining head injuries that are very similar to Mary Kate's. The owner and director of Three Steps in Navan is Cathal McAuliffe, and he actually has a video on YouTube whereby he talks about how chronic neglect impacts the developing brain. I kid you not. Mary Kate's mother reached out to some staff and management, and she says some of them did disclose that children were locked in safety harnesses for several hours a day in an apparently highly inhumane attempt to not have to look after them properly. Also, Mary Kate's mother says that they disclosed that one-on-one care was not being given, despite Three Steps receiving more than adequate funding from TUSLA for that. In some cases, 2-to-1 care is required for a child, and that was not being given either. This particular care provider is receiving around €500,000 a year per child from TUSLA, or at least that's what they were receiving for Mary Kate. Yet despite this, some staff report they've had to take care of up to 3 residents alone, in spite of extremely complex care needs and attention needs that each resident requires. Now, it's important to add that Mary Kate was never taken from her mother. This care package was voluntarily accepted initially in order to help Mary Kate with her profound needs. TUSLA, of course, wanted the child's mother to permanently hand over all rights to TUSLA, but she quite rightly refused and stood her ground. It is my view that this is done in order to fill beds in these for-profit homes, some of which are unregulated and several of which have been found to be falsifying background checks on staff, although Three Steps in Navan was not one of those. Please bear in mind that TUSLA is also sending these children to the UK in many cases. One unregulated care home in Scotland is receiving 1.3 million a year for one child. This state is welcoming the whole world while sending away our most vulnerable to care companies who nobody really knows anything about. Where's the safeguarding, and what is to stop TUSLA sending Mary Kate to the UK at some point? Despite all I have told you here, and despite the abysmally inadequate explanations regarding Mary Kate's injuries, etc., TUSLA revoked Mary Kate's care package funding when her mother raised concerns. The child currently lives with her family and her mother wishes to keep it that way, but she's using her own money to pay for qualified staff, and that money is running out. That's where we come in. Her mother has set up a GoFundMe, and the details are in the comments. Please note this GoFundMe is not set up by me or the Irish Inquiry, but please donate if you can. Also, please share the GoFundMe and or this video as well. Additionally, the child's family do bucket collections each week in their hometown. But if you or anyone you know would be willing to shake a bucket in your hometown for this worthy cause, then please PM me your details and I'll pass those details on to Mary Jane. If I don't follow you, I won't see your private message, so please follow me and then type the word follow in a comment. I will then follow you so you can PM me your contact details. Please help keep Mary Kate with her family. Can you imagine the worry that her family is going through, knowing that TUSLA will use their endless funds and legal teams to forcibly remove Mary Kate without her family's consent, in the event that the child's family cannot afford the care that Mary Kate requires? Mary Kate's mother, Mary Jane, has told me her story in her own words in a very long conversation, and we at the Irish Inquiry will hopefully be interviewing her soon. And she is also due to appear in Callum Smiles' TUSLA documentary as she continues her relentless battle for justice for her beloved daughter, who deserves and deserved to be treated with kindness, respect and humanity. Watch this space, and in the meantime, please help in whatever way you can. Thanks.
Fair play to Suzanne there. I'll bring you back up there. That's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Really is.
Can I play devil's advocate, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
So, I know people who work in the care industry dealing with the severely disabled. A lot of overnight work, a lot of basically. Anyway, so look, this lady comes home black and blue from her job because these individuals, these poor individuals with mental disabilities and physical disabilities, some of them unfortunately are very large, very physical, and it is difficult to manage people with intellectual disabilities that are physically strong. But I want to give a very humane example I saw in Loughrea last weekend. It was a very large man in a wheelchair. He would have been in his 40s, I would have said. and I mean a very large man. I'd say if he stood up, he'd be like 6'4", 6'5", a giant human being, who was severely intellectually disabled. He had no speech ability whatsoever. He could make noises, but there was no coherent sentences coming out, and he had massively flailing arms. He was agitated. They were out on a whatever care organization was looking after these people. They were out on a day out, and his carer was a man of African descent, strong Irish accent, but he was of African descent. His ability in care of that human in public was second to none. I can only commend him. I saw him calm the man. I saw him get his jacket on without causing any harm, or even though the man was agitated and this, that, and the other. I saw him talk him down. I saw him communicate with people, passers-by, explaining to him that there are good people working with the disabled. There are so many good people. It was a vocation, and this is where we have lost our way. The second the government subcontracts it to a for-profit, the care stops. There are so many good humans that enjoy working with the disabled, and they do it because it is their vocation, it is their calling, it is their nature to be able to calm those who are uncalmable, you could almost say. You know what I mean? They just have and it was fascinating to see, because I had to check my own fucking bias, because I was looking at this guy going, there's another fucking African fucking cunt now milking the system. I saw that man operate. Irish accent, he's second generation. I saw him operate and I went, fuck me, there's a professional. There's a professional who knows what he's doing. And he wasn't a big man either. The guy was knocking shit over from his wheelchair. He was just a very large man with long reach, agitated, and but just to see this guy work around him, it checked my own bias, and to actually go, do you know what? No, yeah, there's just people with vocations who have the ability to do this work. I couldn't do that work. I only have respect for these people. But the second you give it, the government subcontracts it out to a for-profit organization, care goes out the window. And this is the problem. It's not the individuals we need to be blaming. It is the government for subcontracting out the care of our most vulnerable. The measure of a state and the measure of a country is how it treats its most vulnerable. And the state is subcontracting it out for profit. Simple as that.
Yeah, I'm just going to put in the GoFundMe there into the comments there. I'll just put it in there. That's for the Mary Kate. Help protect Mary Kate.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent.
They've $6.5 grand raised of...
good stuff.
I'm at the putting it in there. Yeah, so fair play to them. I'm just going to share it here just so those people can
I think there was a lot of confusion about that girl and the pictures, because a lot of people were putting out those pictures saying that was the girl that was attacked in
no,
City West.
It wasn't. No.
But there was it's a completely different story.
Yeah. But there it is there, Mary Kate. These are the images of institutional abuse in Ireland. This is Mary Kate. She's 15 years old, diagnosed non-verbal autism with a severe intellectual disability. Paul?
During the video, Suzanne said that her pubic area was shaved.
Yeah.
Whereas I want to know the investigation that like that not fucking normal. That's there's something not right there, guys, and everybody needs to kick up a bit of stink about. Clip that little bit out of fucking Suzanne's video, stick it up in your own private channel, kick up a bit of stink about that, because I think the paedophile network in Ireland is fucking. We know it's big,
rampant.
I think way worse than we think than we think it is.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
John Flynn just said they're killing old people in hospitals too. Yeah, they are. The Books did a great video last week. The only thing about the Books videos is that they're just too long. You know what I mean? They're just 11, 12 minutes. Like, people get bored after about 5 minutes with them, you know, unless they're engrossed. But they reckon this is a land grab. You know what I mean? They're killing off old people.
Paul, It's always been a land grab.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with this land grab for fucking near 1,000 years now. It is a fucking land grab. It's always been a land grab.
Yeah. State-sponsored trafficking. That's exactly what it is.
We know. Look, we know it is. We're actually going to do some fairly dangerous and serious pieces on people trafficking. Upcoming. Yeah, it's hairy stuff. We're going to put ourselves in the line of fire. Cops are involved. State is involved.
Someone just putting in Barbara. It seems to be turning into the Martin show because every time I click on, he's talking.
I will apologize. I do talk too much, and I know I do. But Paul Fitzsimons is a big grown-up man, and so is Orla, and they're more than capable of telling me to shut up and moving on or whatever. Exactly. Yeah.
No,
but I do. I would say no. I'll say look, I have no problem with that, Barbara. I do talk too much. I know. But if that's my worst flaw, if that's my worst flaw, I'm pretty okay with myself.
I'm gonna move on here now, and I'm gonna play a video from one of our friends, Liam the Butler, and this is a good video. This is explaining to you all about Grok and about why they're trying to shut down X because of the free speech. So let's just play this, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Have you noticed a sudden moral panic in Ireland lately? If you listen to certain politicians and media outlets, you think the greatest threat to our society isn't the housing crisis or the cost of living, but a social media platform and its AI chatbot. I'm talking about the absolute frenzy to shut down X and Grok. But when you look closer at the cynicism behind this outrage, it is quite staggering what's really going on. Leftist politicians and activists are lining up to demand that X be restricted, investigated or even banned entirely. They claim it's about safety and protecting the vulnerable from AI-generated images. But let's be honest for a minute. X is one of the few places where you can actually challenge the government's narrative. We've even heard a suggestion from TD James Lawless that the state could nationalise social media platforms to promote whatever they choose. This isn't about safety. It's about control. They hate X because they can't control the conversation on there, like they do with Facebook and TikTok. They tell us Grok is the problem, but while they obsess over Elon Musk, there's a massive ecosystem of specialised notification and uncensored AI tools that are freely available to any young person with a smartphone. These tools are designed specifically to create explicit images of women and children. Where is the legislation to block these apps? Where are the ministerial meetings with developers of these Notify bots? The silence is deafening, because these apps don't host political dissent. The government doesn't care, and that's the truth of it. But here is the ultimate proof of their cynicism. For years, this website here, called Escort Ireland, has operated in plain sight. It is the largest advertising site for prostitution in the country, with hundreds of ads active right now in every county, from Dublin to Donegal. It is owned by convicted pimps and facilitates a trade that is by all accounts illegal, a massive risk for sex trafficking. Our politicians are appalled by a fake AI image on X, yet they allow a site that advertises physical sale of human beings to stay online year after year. Why the double standard? And it's not as if they didn't know about this, because there has been numerous court cases before judges and courts in this country, where women from this website were assaulted by clients. So they know it exists, they know it's there, but yet they do nothing about it. Why would that be? Why do you think it is? So ask yourself, why is X a disgrace that needs to be shut down? While Escort Ireland is just part of the furniture? Well, the answer is simple. X allows you to speak your mind, and that makes you a threat to the establishment. Escort Ireland just exploits people, and to our political class, that's apparently not worth the effort of a ban. It's time we call this selective outrage out for what it is, a blatant attempt to silence free speech, under the guise of morality. Don't let them trick you. Like and share if you agree.
We did like and share. We do agree. Fair play to you, Liam. Well done.
And just to let everybody know, don't be surprised if you see Liam on a certain show in the near future, because
Yeah.
Liam is Tipperary's very own, although I'll say better, Nick Delahanty in relation to research, in relation to getting the facts, getting the figures. He is some serious operator. He'll never put anything out until he has it researched. I mean, to the point where we're in awe of this man's abilities. But I look forward to his upcoming show on the Gale Force Network.
Gale Force Media Network, yes. Paddy Irish there. Guys, these chats are vital. We need to make our country's future and safety mainstream. Dinner tables, our culture, faith, population, housing, healthcare. Well done. Keep this channel going. Thanks, Paddy. Joan, or Angela Leggett, Joan Flynn, they have got her home, but they're trying to pay for some professional help and care for Mary Kate, as all funding was taken when Mom complained. Jesus.
Typical.
Children non-verbal will have no voice. Ireland was more humane 10 years ago. However, foreign nationals not fully Interpol checked in ERA and the UK, shaving the private area, having an operation, no dodgy. It is dodgy. It is dodgy, and we do need to kick up about this. This needs to be investigated, like, you know. I saw Anthony did a video regarding Escort Ireland. Yes, well, he did.
In fairness, let's give Grip Media a shout out as well, because Grip did push the story. But look, I'm going to tell you, Escort Ireland, Visa Street, Locanto, that's just three of the top. If you type it in, because we've done our research, there are numerous websites offering prostitution in Ireland. There always has been, since the age of the internet. There always has been, but the reality is that the fake outrage about AI generated X, Y, and Z, when there's blatant, open prostitution and people trafficking happening, and the cops are either being paid off or choosing to turn a blind eye to it because there's too much hassle or too much work. I doubt there's too much hassle or too much work. I think it's somebody's getting their palms greased somewhere along the line. But look, the simple fact of the matter is, you go onto those websites, and we've took screenshots and we've put them out there. There ain't no Irish girls in it.
No,
that's people trafficking, guys. That's what it
exactly what it is, guys. And this has been going on donkey's years here in this country. Donkey's years, over 25 years. I'm telling you now.
Well, since the age of but even before the internet, those adverts were there at the back of magazines and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And there was cards left in phone boxes and stuff like that. Look, prostitution has always existed. It is what it is. The joke that it's the oldest trade in the world. I'm not. I don't have an issue with an individual profiteering from whatever way they can profiteer from as an individual. I have a problem with pimps. I have a problem with organized crime. I have a problem with drug dealing. I have a problem with coercion. I have a problem with forced control. I have, is bad behind every prostitute is a bad man. It's as simple as that. That is the reality of fucking life. And I don't want those bad men getting rich in my country. I want those bad men removed from my country. Simple as.
Yeah, I agree. Let's just have a look there. Fionnuala, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. Share this. Yeah, keep sharing it out. Apart from usury, Martin. Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Why does prostitution exist? Prostitution, it's the same as why does child pornography exist? Why there's always going to be fucking sick, depraved individuals that fucking harm children, right? That is a reality of life, and we have to root them out, and we have to imprison them or execute them or do whatever we need to do. But why does people trafficking and prostitution exist? It exists because there's customers. Okay. And as long as there's customers and there's money to be made, so it's about time we start embarrassing the customers. So I made a suggestion, and any person who's willing to spend some time can deal with prostitution in their own town. You quite simply go onto the website and you book an appointment. And that may seem unsavory, but if you book that appointment, you will get the address. If you get the address, you will be able to sit with your camera up the street from that and watch all the comings and goings of that address. And you may get lucky and catch a prominent member of the community. And then you put that out there. You put that out there and say, this prominent member of the community is engaged in soliciting prostitution, encouraging, funding criminal activity, funding people trafficking, funding drugs, funding X, Y, and Z. Y'all, everybody has to. I can't believe I said y'all. y'all have to be citizen journalists, and that's the reality. That's the only way we fix it. Do it in your own town. When we had our discussion about prostitution, there was 9 prostitutes active on Escort Ireland alone in one fairly small central Ireland town. There's 700 to 900 just on that website alone. If you go onto the other websites, there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of women being exploited. And you can, the feminists will come on and say, woman power, they can do what they want with their bodies. Yeah, fine. If you're an individual and you want to sell your body for sex, do you know what? That's your fucking body. You do what you want with it. Absolutely fine. If you want to degrade yourself for cash, no problem. You're working for a fucking Arab fucking sex industry or an Irish sex industry, or you're being exploited. Simple as that. And you know what? I don't care what anyone says. There's fucking 15, 16, and 17-year-olds in those pictures as well. I don't give a fuck what they say their age profile is. There's fucking people who are not old enough to consent there. So,
yeah.
Shame on you if you use those services.
Yeah, I'm just going to share this here. 2 men jailed for sexually assaulting teenage girls in Mayo. The men were nominated as suspects after the incident was reported to Gardaí and footage from the local area was analysed. I'm going to read this here now, okay? Romani Gypsy men jailed for sexually assaulting teenage girls. So far in 2026, we have seen a relentless tsunami of migration crime, as had been warned the prior 2 years by my whistleblower contact. Rudolph McCula of Glenard, Ballahadreen, Roscommon, pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting one of the girls on March 28, 2023. Marion Pecky, 29, of no fixed abode, denied the charge of sexual assault and false imprisonment of the second girl, but was convicted following a trial at the Dublin Circuit Criminal Court. The details of the assault have all the signs of Pakistani rape gangs in the UK, where alcohol was used to groom and make them more vulnerable than they already are. Thankfully, a third female friend highlighted the assaults to both male friends who came to the rescue and commended them both. McCula has 2 previous convictions for burglary, 1 from Ireland and 1 from Slovakia. Pecky has 49 convictions for public order, theft and road traffic offences. Not one word of deportation is mentioned. Why? Now, come on. That's...
Shout out to Cork Loco, formerly known as Terry, Terry K, and watch his interview with Derek Domino on YouTube. Very, very good interview. Very, very good conversation on free speech and the state. We've got a crime problem. We've got an immigrant crime problem, and nobody in mainstream media or nobody in the political class wants to talk about it. Hello.
That's Kira. That's Kira that are ringing me while I'm after being there.
That's the phone. Throw me up. I can rant for hours, Paul. You don't need...
Go on, I'll leave you up there for a minute. Go on.
All right, we'll go through. We'll go through some comments. Paul, let's take a person call. Yes, they are an evil entity. Most government organizations are evil entities, unfortunately. Yeah, what was done to that child? Absolutely. Yeah, it's an absolutely horrific story. But what are we going to do about it? We're look, all we can do all we can do is everyone's an individual. You're only one human, so you're limited in what you can actually achieve. As a human, I can only do so much. I owe 40 hours of my week to somebody else to fund me being able to do this. What you can do, I've given you ideas. If you want to deal with prostitution in your town, book an appointment, find the location, sit and watch video. You might catch a fucking big fish, and you might be able to embarrass the pimps, so to speak, to move on to another town. And if everybody's doing that, then you can deal with the problem, so to speak. In relation to drugs, dangerous game, people. Anybody taking on the challenge, and I do. It is a dangerous game. You're going to come up against some very, very, very bad people. But again, it's the same tactics. You need to sit in your car and you need to watch the comings and goings. You need to find out the locations of where these people. Now, every single thing you do, you must inform in Garda Síochána that you are doing this and you're going to do this and you're not going to stop doing this. And every single day you need to put that information that you've got, the pictures, the videos, you must hand it into your local Garda station. You might be able to embarrass them into doing something, or there probably is some good fucking people in there who know what their job is and that it's wrong, and they might be able to push back against the system a little bit. Joe Rogan has this thing that everybody should have a podcast. Everybody should have a podcast. But also everybody should be a citizen journalist. The whole concept of Shin Ladina, take responsibility for your own neck of the woods. Mind your own people. Be the investigative journalist. You know, put yourself in harm's way. You're going to have to. You know, I at this stage I laugh at the death threats. It's kind of a case of if somebody does decide to kill me, I'll never know about it. A genuine person is never going to fucking tell you or send you a message or a dead man or anything like that. So it's laughable at this stage. But in relation to your own community, you must take the stance that Philip Dwyer takes. You must take the stance that Paul Fitzsimons takes. You must take, or you could, you know what? If you don't want to deal with the seedy, then do what Orla Donoghue is doing. Promote local businesses. Get your phone out. Go and talk to your local businesses, your local butchers, your local whoever, and do interviews. Orla is one person. She's covering a huge amount of the country. Do it in your area. If you're living in fucking Mayo, Sligo, Roscommon, Kerry, Cork, Waterford, go and do what Orla's doing. Start promoting Irish businesses. You know what I mean? Start making sure that people are putting their few euros into these businesses as opposed to the vape shops and the barbers and this, that, and the other. As an individual, you can do this. There's fucking just shy of 1,000 people watching here now. As an individual, you can do a huge amount of work in your own local community, but you have to pull the finger out. You have to be willing to give your time to something that's bigger than you. I'm out of words, Paul. And you're on mute. Actually, I'm not. Stay on mute. I can talk for another hour and a half easily.
No, you're all right. Sorry. She does it every night. She does it. She rings me at 10 o'clock. Like, you know what I mean?
Good woman. She's right too.
Yeah,
she's right too. And you're right to answer. And guess what? There's things that are important in life and there's things that are not, and that's important.
We have a gobshite in there again tonight. Cheerio.
Who's that? Oh, let me see. Don't block me out. I want to.
Gone. Colin 46. Colin 46 W4D.
What was he putting in? I missed it. I didn't see.
Just bullshit. Could there were a few people in Galway City to lend a hand of a lovely new to the neighbourhood person that isn't moving, unfortunately. What do you mean isn't moving? As in, just can't help yourself for yet. I know. Thing. Non-UK. Well worth listening. Live feed tonight exposes how the MPs covered up abuse of young girls.
Look, listen. As long as Starmer is in power and the people who are managing him are making him do what he's quite happy to do because he's a communist sick fuck. The UK is lost. They need revolution fucking sooner than we do. They have to topple that government, and they have to. You know what they have to do? They have to demolish the square mile. So anybody from the UK that's listening, you have to demolish the square mile. You have to level it. That entire entity can no longer exist, and that's the only way that you save your country. Demolish that square mile.
What's this?
I'm sorry I missed the funny. I'm sorry I missed the funny comments. I want to know what Colin 464WD was.
Just bullshit. I'm just getting a message in there now. Reports indicate Iran state TV, IRIB channels via Badr satellite were hacked on January 18, 2026, broadcasting protest footage and Reza Pahlavi urging demonstrations and military support for protesters, confirmed by opposition media linked to Irani International, but not by major outlets like Reuters, BBC, or CNN or any of them. No group has claimed responsibility. Detail. So they got it out. He's taken over and broadcast the footage out around the world. Fair play to them.
Okay, so let's talk about the Middle East and all of the Arab Springs, so to speak, in our history. Every single one of them were CIA deep state funded by the states.
Yeah.
Not Trump's administration. The deep state has existed since after the Second World War. And every administration has to. But, you know, when the president is sworn in, he has to go and meet his bosses, like, you know, that's the reality of politics. It's the same as Micheál Martin. When Micheál Martin or Simon Harris takes the reins, they go meet their bosses. It's only after they're actually inaugurated, so to speak, you go meet who you answer to. And you're told what's what, and this is the reality. In fairness, there's a couple of guys pushing back against it in the world. Not that many, but a few. But yeah, fucking. If you don't think that fucking private corporate enterprises funding the deep state are not funding the rising in Iran, the Iranian regime has nothing to do with me because it's the other fucking side of the world and I just don't care. I've got my own fucking problems at home to solve, but it's just another distraction. It was Venezuela and Palestine and Ukraine, and before that it was COVID, and it's just look over here, look over here,
one thing, another. Yeah.
Keep you distracted. And focus.
And meanwhile, everybody has been drafted into this pension thing. Have you seen this? I was talking to my niece yesterday. She got a wage slip. Oh well, she got a wage slip, and maybe I think it's only 39 quid or something. I don't know what it is, like, you know what I mean? But like, even still. And she said, "What's that all about?" I said, "There's no pension fund here, hon, anymore." I said, "That's the problem." I said, "They want you back and everything."
Yeah, I'm not in it.
Yeah, there's a document I can send you.
I never will be in it. Yeah,
Sunshine. There is a document I can send you on how to become a counsellor, written for immigrants. Would you believe? But has everything in it. I can make it available to everyone. Where
I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah. It's but
you send it to me there. 089 406 5986, and I'll throw it up there.
You have to remember Fine Gael, when they were in politics, when they were actually the dominant force in Irish politics, they were using the Democrat playbook in America, and the Democrat playbook was import the vote, and Fine Gael is essentially importing the vote. That's what they did, and Fianna Fáil realized we can stay in power with Fine Gael, using the import the vote. But it's literally a play-by-play of the Democrat operational handbook. But look there exactly. Focus on Ireland. Forget about Iran. Forget about Palestine. Forget about the Jews. Forget about. I know they're all an influence. Well, not Iran or the Palestinians, but I know there's Jewish influence. But forget about it. Focus on what we can do. Some problems are too big for the individual to take on. Take on the fight in your local community. Like I said, we're going to go after fucking people trafficking big time. In certain locations where we physically are, but we're fucking across Ireland First, across Shinadina, across this and the other. We're a handful of people out of a population of fucking 5+ million. You know,
Yeah.
We can only and you see, I have no guilt whatsoever. I know I'm fucking doing what I can. I know Paul Fitzsimons is doing his can. I know Anthony Casey is doing the work of two men. You know, I've no qualms about it, but You as an individual, you have to take responsibility for your own area. Do your own work. Do your own research. Do what I said. Book the fucking appointment. Find the location. Give the information to the guards. Tell the guards there's prostitution operating out of this fucking area. And that's it. Walk away. You've your job done. If it's still there in 2 weeks' time, go back to the guards again. Then contact your local radio station and say, I would like to talk about the fact that I've been to the guards twice over fucking prostitution in my area and nothing's been done about it. See, will they let you on? Have a chat about it. You have to become an activist. You have to become a citizen journalist. You have to become a politician. You have to become all the things you don't want to become. But if you want to win this thing, individual responsibility, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Paul, I sent you a few bits on WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm looking through them there now. I look through them. Trump is part of the cabal. He is showing his hand now. I really don't care about any of it.
Yeah.
It's here and this country. Yeah, we need to sort this space.
Trump went and kissed the wall and he's doing this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. As a small island nation off the west of Europe, we need allies. Simple as that. America has always been one of our closest allies. So you need to keep trade relations open. I would like the same relationship Ireland has with America. I'd like to have the same relationship with Russia. And I would actually like Ireland to be the neutral table. I want to be truly a neutral country and the table where all of the global superpowers come and sit. And we do not protest. Unbiased, we allow world powers to negotiate their differences on our sovereign soil to our benefit.
Yeah.
That's what I see Ireland. I see Ireland as the most beautiful, neutral table for global powers to have conversations. And that's it. And the righties and the lefties cannot protest. Just let these people sit down and have their negotiations. Some things are bigger than us, but we can benefit from being a genuine neutral player. Because I want Russia as a friend. I want America as a friend. I want China as a friend. I want all nations as a friend. I don't want you fucking living here. Ever. I just want my people to benefit from services we can provide. Tourism, agriculture, fisheries, and neutrality. They're the 4 pillars we should be building our new society on.
Most EU citizens don't have a problem with Putin or Russia. It's our
I don't have. If shit hits the fan, I'm going to learn Russian and move to Russia because I'll be fine there.
Virgin Media News yesterday. Huge quantities of marijuana coming from America into Ireland. When will the media give it a rest? What are they trying to do with Irish-American friendship? Yeah.
But sure, all drugs are coming from North or South America. There's very little. The hashish basically from Turkey back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. But most drugs are coming from South America. But the drug of choice nowadays, which is cocaine, it's all coming from South America.
Yeah. I just wanted the case for Kulak. I just wanted to talk about it just for a minute. The Kulak case, there was costs awarded against the 3 plaintiffs on Thursday. So they didn't lose the case, but the case was mooted.
Case was mooted, as in the court said this case essentially is no longer relevant. Is that in layman terms?
Yes, because the minister had came out and said that they weren't using crown paints. Okay, right. So he mooted the case.
Who are the 3 plaintiffs?
Melissa Kelly, Alan Crowhan, and Mandy Farrell.
Okay,
they're the 3.
So, did they hire external?
No. Melissa was the lay litigant for the whole lot.
So lay litigant for the whole lot, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, what the state has done, because they couldn't win the case, a judge was told to moot the case, and Melissa is going to be hit with money, with charges to dissuade anybody from ever doing this again. That's the gist of it, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
That's that.
So will Mandy, so will Alan. Yeah, yeah.
But
There's
that's the
three
gist of it.
ways.
So the three
Yeah.
people who were brave enough to stand up against the state are going to
Yeah.
be used as an example, same as they're doing with Enoch Burke, to basically don't ever do this again. So the state mooted the case, or sorry, the judge mooted the case because the state couldn't win the case. This is the reality. Yeah. Now I know there's camps and Coolock, and there's I'm great in the sense I was an outsider. I was never involved on any side, anything of it. I just wasn't. I supported from the outside. I did the likes and retweets and stuff like that. Never in Coolock. No one or two of the players out of maybe one or two meetings, so to speak, just at protests and stuff like that. But I've no vested interest, not involved. This, from just an outsider's point of view, was the most state infiltrated movement. State disrupted. It was the strongest movement in the country for a huge amount of time.
Stage.
I mean, it was the strongest movement in the country, and everybody
was talking about it.
Coolock,
Australia, America, everywhere.
Yeah. And that thing got fucking torn to shreds. But as an outsider, I could see that was outside influence. There was people put in there to distract, dissuade, cause dissent, etc., etc., etc. But the people of Coolock did themselves proud. And as an outsider, that's all I can say. The people of Coolock, ye really did yourselves proud. You fucking stood up for your community and you fucking won. And outside of that, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters.
That was the pressure. That was the pressure. That was the pressure. The case was the pressure. And then when the asbestos... Listen, the case is mooted, but it still doesn't alter the fact that that building is riddled with asbestos. And it's a health hazard for the area. So that needs to be condemned or knocked down or whatever they have to do.
Well, the owner...
Be left there.
No. The owner of the building who was trying to sell it to IPAS is responsible for removing that asbestos. And you know what? We'll research some good Irish companies that remove asbestos at huge cost, and we're going to send them your way. The owner, what was the guy's name again? The owner of that fucking building, the guy out in fucking Spain or wherever he is. Young guy, laughing. Yeah. We'll find him, and we're going to send
Kevin
him.
will put his name in there now. Kevin will put his name in there.
Yeah,
Kevin
so we're going to find. Yeah, so anybody involved in Coolock, you need to start tagging the most expensive Irish asbestos removal companies, and you need to tag his company. You need to tag his name. You need to tag on board Planola. You need to tag fucking what county council is responsible for Coolock? Whichever Fingal, yeah. So tag Fingal County Council and make a big, massive stink about this guy, who's owns a building that's poisoning the community of Coolock, and make him foot the bill to remove that fucking asbestos roof. Simple as that. And you know what? If you people could do that, you might be saving the rest of the fucking country, because you might start making realize these IPAS guys, these IPAS profiteers, that's actually too expensive to fuck with local communities. So well done, Coolock. And you know what? I look, I don't understand the how the state awarded costs to a mooted case, but I'm sure it'll be appealed. And I feel bad for fucking Melissa, and I don't know the other two individuals involved. I know Melissa. I feel bad for them. But the reality is, when you take on these challenges, the state is going to crucify you. So all I can say is I'm in awe of your bravery and your courage and your work rate. Well done. And don't worry about it. They'll never get a penny off you. Appeal it. And fucking worst case scenario, fucking we'll get a GoFundMe.
Appeal it again.
No. Yeah. Now we get a GoFundMe going.
Liz Pepper there. I've seen clips of people slagging off people who got hit with the costs. Why?
Because we're human.
I don't know either. I'm going to be honest. I was actually disgusted at it myself. But hey, listen, I'm not even going to entertain. I'm not even going to talk about it.
Look, it's humanity. It's humanity. People are small-minded sometimes, you know. But look, anybody who takes on the state, I tip my hat to. Fair folks, yeah. But there's always a risk of that. And like I said,
they can appeal the costs, I believe, and when the international case is brought on the basis of the Aarhus Convention, which it is it will look very bad on the Irish
Excellent.
courts. Yeah,
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. That's good news. That's good news.
it all goes to
seriously,
Germany.
But seriously, people of
The
Coolock, now
Howards
your
of Malahide.
now your campaign should move to removing that asbestos roof at no cost to the Irish taxpayer. I want an Irish company to get rich from a bad human who is trying to put dangerous individuals into your community. I want him to foot the bill for removing that asbestos roof, but I can't do that. People of Coolock, ye have to do that. Put so much pressure on Fingal County Council that they will not allow the sale of that building from the individual who wanted to put bad people there until that asbestos roof is removed, and only by an Irish company, an Irish-owned company.
Yeah. I don't think we have any Irish-owned companies that do that. I think they're German. It's too much for German ones, I know.
That's. Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
We have so many asbestos roofs. There's surely an Irish company. Hey, I'll tell you what. Any young fella who's got a fucking degree in environment and asbestos removal, there's your fucking opportunity to make a fucking a mint for yourself. One project, get some help, get some support, get some bodies in, get some expertise in. There's your company startup, and one greedy prick needs to suffer.
Yeah,
the owner of that building who wanted to put savages into a fucking Dublin community needs to pay through the nose, and I have no problem in saying that. And I want
Liz Pepper's just saying that these people should be applauded, not ridiculed. Everything that is wrong with the movement, with traders turning on their own.
Yeah, but look, Paul, you, me, and everybody else, no ill will against Melissa, but Brendan was fucking just being an ass.
He wasn't. Yeah, he's being an ass. Yeah,
he was being.
He was.
There's no other way to say it. He was being an ass. So, but Melissa deserves none of that. Melissa's a good fucking woman and does great fucking work.
Yeah. She does.
Now, on the other hand, I know some other work she did that isn't so good, but that's for another day.
No,
still, I still love you, Melissa, but bad form.
No, if the asbestos is removed, they'll turn it into an bypass. They won't turn it into
they can't. They
won't. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And for the community, the asbestos needs to be removed.
There's one there. Brewder Brothers, Kildare, family-owned business, asbestos removal. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Good stuff. Right,
Thanks
people of
much.
Coolock. There you go. There's there's
Brewder Brothers.
Yeah. Pressure on Fingal. Who's sitting in Fingal? Who's fun to annoy? What green is there any Green Party members in fucking Fingal?
No, I think we have Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, John Lyons. He's a councillor. There's a few of them. There's none of them want to be on either side.
Plague them all. Send emails, send letters. Fucking meet them on the street, meet them in the fucking pub, wherever, and tell them you want that the people of Coolock want that asbestos roof removed, and there's a Kilkenny company that'll do it, Irish owned, and the owner of the building needs to foot all the fucking bill, and he can fucking pay Melissa's fucking legal bill as well while he's at it.
In Ballyfermot, we have the old Semprit building. I know the building. Yeah, it's full of asbestos, sitting there 30 years now, poisoning us all. It's owned by a German company. They don't give a fuck. Semprit. Do you remember Semprit? I think they were tires. Where did he Semprit? Yeah.
Council. Go to the council. Fucking start a This is the local stuff we're talking about. This is the local stuff. We're talking
about. Is the MP councillor not in that part? No, he's not. Patrick's in Dublin 15.
Yeah. But this is the local stuff we're talking about. If you know there's a fucking building there that's poisoning the community and poisoning the fucking groundwater, there's your hill to die on. Just do that project, get that one over the fucking road, and then all the rest of them will be easier. Gather your people together. It doesn't matter whether you're left, right, fucking up, down, whatever. Asbestos is fucking bad for the community. Fucking get the council to put pressure on the German company to fucking remove it. It's as simple as that. Or if they don't remove it, tell them they're going to get hit with fines. Simple.
Good evening from Ohio, USA. Hope all is well. Hello there, Mike Jordan. How are you?
Hi, Mike.
Dutch companies, I think, lads. I think it's exported to the Netherlands at high expense. Yeah, it's taken out of the country.
Excellent. Anybody put in the name of that guy who owns the Crown Paints, so we can.
Yeah, the Howards from Malahide.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. So basically, we'll do up an estimated bill of how much it's going to cost and tell him, and you can send that to fucking Fingal County Council as well. Listen to me. Unless we start making the profiteers pay through the nose, it'll never stop. The Coolock, ye led the whole country. Coolock and Dundrum, the two fucking groups that fucking led every avenue. You went at it from fucking street fucking protest, legal, every single avenue, every prong of the fucking fork was used. And Coolock, at the end of the day, the state fucking had to bow down. He won. Now, let's hurt the guy. Let's hurt the guy.
We're actually doing it. Big kudos, I'm telling you now.
So let's hurt. Now, let's hurt the guy who tried to hurt ye. Let's hurt him in his pocket. Big fucking marches now when the weather gets better. Fucking loads of letters into fucking Fingal County Council. Crown Paints asbestos roof has to go. Whatever slogan you want to come up with, just do it. Put fucking pressure on them. Make this guy sorry he ever tried to fucking milk the iPass system. Yeah. Set precedent again, and we'll replicate all around the country.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to play the git here now, the trans agenda. This is,
Schools must use students' preferred name and pronouns, say new trans rights guide. Schools must use the preferred name and pronouns of transgender students who should also be allowed to use the bathroom of the preferred gender, according to a new guide on the rights of trans people. And what about my daughter's right to use a bathroom without there being a biological male in there? The guide is produced by the Irish Council of Civil Liberties, with support from the state's human rights watchdog, the Irish Human Rights and Equality Commission. It was written by members of TENI and Shout Out, organisations which lobby for trans and LGBTQI, LNPQRSTUV, WX, Y and Z people, with support from ICCL staff and legal advisors. So they're written by two woke, far left NGOs, who I like to call the Hills of Eyes and Would I Lie to You? Mind you, they're always lying to you, and the Hills don't have eyes. Most of them have cocks. The ICCL guide also says that while there is no specific provision in Irish law concerning the use of bathrooms and changing rooms, as a trans student, you should be able to access toilets and changing facilities that correspond with your gender identity. This is disgusting nonsense, and all you parents need to get to your schools this week immediately and lay down the law to them. Tell them it's not going to happen. They want everyone to play along with gender dysphoria and mental illness. They're constantly trying to groom our children for the cult of trans, sexualising our children and normalising paedophilia. And to no surprise it should come to anyone that they mostly prey on the most vulnerable. Up to 90% of people using gender service may be autistic, audit fines. Parents, stop this in its tracks and do not let this happen.
We can't let this happen, lads. Like, come on. We can't be letting this come into the schools and everywhere else. And this TENI, like, I had my fair share of this TENI. Like, I walked with a guy who turned into a girl. Well, he's still a guy, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you know what I mean? But, yeah, and he brought in this TENI crowd, and it was just woke. That's exactly what they are, you know? And you can't let that come into the schools. This whole thing now is to make it, how would you say, that you have to do it now. That it doesn't matter what Enoch Burke did, but it did matter what Enoch Burke did, and it still matters what Enoch Burke does. We need to get there. And by the way, he's in court in the morning at 10:30. If you can make it in, please do. I'll see can I get in myself in the morning. I might try and get in there first thing in the morning. I'll see. I don't think I have anything on. I'll check the diary. I even have a little diary now where I write in stuff and all. I never used to do that now because there's so much stuff to do now. It's crazy. 20-year TV bingo RTE. Yeah. Unbearable. It's unbearable, Paul. Yeah, it is. It's the git never misses the mark. No, he doesn't. Lads, I'm just going to throw up. I'm not going to throw up, obviously. I'm just going to throw up the Revolut thing there. If he wants to buy us a coffee, I've already put it in the what you call it. So I'm just gonna share this. Anyone wants to buy a coffee, can you please do? There you go. I'll just throw her up there. The git never misses the mark. He's always spot on. Yes, he is. And get halal out of the schools. Yes, we need to. Teach the kids and stop this horse shit other stuff. It's simple. No, I agree with you. Mate. It's called having a spine, mocking Christianity. Speaking of Christianity, World Hijab Day is the 1st of February, St. Bridget's Day. Why would you do that? That's making a mockery of St. Bridget's Day. Like, you know what I mean? So, having common sense. What does that say? Anyone pretending to be someone they're not are committing fraud and should be charged with doing so. Yeah, you're right, Mike. Halal mocking Christianity. That's all they're doing. There's an all-girls secondary school in Galway City that sent out emails to parents to see if they would be happy with trans kids attending the school. This is not right. No, it's not right. What court will Enoch be in? Does anyone know? I don't know. He's in the High Court. I know he's in the High Court. Listen, you get into the High Court, you'll see where he is. Trust me, you'll meet someone. Philip O'Dwyer, your friend who had the operation is a superhero. He's one of the X-Men. Philip O'Dwyer, that's someone acting the maggot again, I think. Halal out of Ireland. We don't want or need that satanic shite. No, we don't. He's in the High Court. Yeah, Neil Cheap. Yeah, he's in the High Court tomorrow. You'll find him. Trust me. You will find him. Lads, we're flying there. Fair play to you. Up to 900 there now. Am I being shadow banned? We are being shadow banned. I was just looking there as well at Susan Delaney. Susan Delaney's not getting very many, she's not getting as many hits or people looking at her stuff than she used to. Everybody's being shadow banned at this moment in time. Everybody. Fair play to everyone. 900. Thanks very much. You can do us there as well. You can buy us a coffee, or we'll just put that in there. Thank you very much. Losers, David Fox. How are you, David? A sovereign, neutral nation. Is it so much to ask? And I should have added Catholic. 900, not bad. Yeah, not bad, Chris. But like, usually we'd be up to 1700. We need to be double. And don't forget to email and call. Yes. But I'll be going on to the vaccines now in a minute. There's a few vaccine videos we want to talk about. So we'll talk about them in a while. So there you go. Anyone wants to buy a coffee, fair play to you. Thank you very much. There's the stripe number there. Alan Crogan. The asbestos is not just in the roof. It's in the foundation, the floors, the interior and exterior walls, offices and gaskets, etc., etc. It also has ammonia in the walls, high reading of pH and more. Yeah.
Excellent, Alan.
And
that means
Alan was the man who done all of the investigation on this. Fair play to him. He was the one who brought all the asbestos stuff to light.
So that's an even bigger bill for the owner of the building. So hurt the guy who tried to hurt your fucking people and hurt him financially. So
yeah,
big massive campaign now. Fucking Fingal County Council needs to be put under serious pressure for the owner of that building to, and this is the big thing, ensure he's not allowed to sell it. He foots the bill for demolishing it. And do you know what? He should build a fucking Coolock Community Resource Centre for Indigenous fucking Coolock residents. And that should be his fucking punishment for what he tried to do.
Philip Dwyer, I wasn't mocking. I was referring to your friend who was born a man and changed to a woman when I said he was, Transformer. I remember you saying that before, Alan Crogan. The whole place is a fucking death trap for the community. It is.
You had him on the show. He was on the show, wasn't he?
We spoke. We went into it in great detail last year, Yeah.
Fair,
I now have all the accounts I normally would have just seen automatically. Yeah. No, he has all the shit. He has everything. They are a family, a couple of a brother and a sister. Yeah, that's who they are. This was discussed at the IRL forum ahead of the National Women's Council. She gave an introduction on what parents can do and has templates, letters available for parents to send to the school boards. Brilliant. That's great.
Is
Fair
that
play.
yeah,
Thanks, Sunshine.
that's Yana, is it?
Yeah,
Yana,
yeah.
absolutely good stuff.
I'm willing to bet that's a target. Yeah. 100%. What's the phone number to send info? Send you info. There it is there. You can send it to me there. 089 406 5986. 089 406 5986. Okay. I just watched the show when Alan was on. Yeah, I watched the show. Yeah, we had him on, and I'll have him on again to talk about it as well. They can't remove the roof; it's way too expensive. They can threat it.
But this is the whole thing. If you put pressure on Fingal County Council, they can actually issue an order to have that environmental danger removed. And this is the big thing.
See, you have to look at this, Martin. They went in and got a planning exemption on this, and there was no environmental evaluation done on the building.
Because they were bypassing law using the emergency legislation through IPAS. Okay, that's now gone. That case is mooted. It's now not being used for IPAS. Therefore, this building is an environmental hazard. Any activist in the community can raise this with Fingal County Council. Alan is your prime man to go to. If he's sitting on all the information, get together, put pressure on Fingal County Council to get this building. I'm not joking you. I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you to do this for purely malicious reasons. You need to financially hurt the human that was going to profiteer off the destruction of your community. Because, again, like he set the example of how to fight back against the state, you can set the example of how to legally put consequences on these profiteers. The Healy Rays, the fucking Banty fucking whatever his name is, McT or whatever, Banty McT or whatever. I can't
Banty
remember.
McEnany, yeah.
McEnany, yeah. Freudian slip there. But you can financially hurt these people after the fact and discourage others from getting involved in the IPAS trade. I'm telling you, Kulak, you're the people to fucking do it. Just do it. Pressure on Fingal County Council. You want that building removed safely. You want an Irish company to make money out of it, and you want the fucking guy who tried to destroy your community to fucking lose his fucking shirt in the process. Yeah, and this is how you do it without ever firing a shot.
Somebody just sent me in there more stuff. I haven't had a chance to go through them videos. Sorry, my bad. The forecourts. Thanks for the shout out. Dublin says no. We'll be there about 10. Yeah, Mick will be there, will he? I'll talk to Michael then myself in the morning when I get there.
What's in that? That's in relation to?
For the forecourts tomorrow, Enoch Book, 10:30.
Oh, very good, very good, very good. Did he? I haven't seen the news. Did he get picked up again, or what's the story here?
I don't know whether he's back locked up or not. I know he's in court tomorrow, but
I'll tell you what. He's making a mockery of the state and a mockery of the judicial system, and you know what? Fair play to him. Fair fucking play to him. Fair play to Ferg and all the people who supported Enoch from the fucking get go. Yeah, well done, well done. He's just showing you it's all fucking smoke, mirrors, and lies. You get as a man or as a woman, no one can summons you. Just be aware of that. You cannot be summoned by anybody. So you get those letters in the bin. In the bin. Doesn't matter what it is, in the bin.
Keep sharing that out there, lads. We're flying up there now again. You can get us at Fitzy Dub, at Anti Casey, at Rugamorph 27. You can get us on the Dealer Heron YouTube, at Irish Column, Dealer Heron, and Facebook, Paul Fitzsimons. So please, yes, somebody asked me there to send in a message, but I didn't get any messages there now. So let's go with. We had bad news again the weekend. Another girl died Friday night on the streets. And I was actually talking to my sister today and she knew her, you know, and listen, it's. So I'm just going to play Chris here now. This is Chris just talking about it. Okay. It's 3 dead in 3 weeks, lads. Like, that's a pandemic in itself. Like, you know what I mean? Come on. You know, Oh, I'm gonna play this and we'll come back.
Do you know what, guys? I said it and it's after happening. Yet again, another death on the streets of Dublin. News just pouring in there that a young girl that we know, has seen her picture, know her very well, a young girl that tried everything to break the way she was living, to break the way, just wanted to try make things better in life. But maybe she wasn't ready. People may say, oh, how did she die? Doesn't matter how she died. Another death lost on the streets of Dublin again. That's 3 in the space of 2.5 weeks. We're in the month of January and already we've had 3 deaths. Do you know what? Government, you need to cop on, grow up and start pulling your finger out of your arse and doing something about this. It's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. I'm sorry for being angry, but I tell you, do you know what? That young girl deserved a chance at life. She deserved a chance at life. It's absolutely disgraceful to know that young people are dying on our streets. Literally dying. Do you know what? I just want to say to her family, I don't want to say the girl's name, just want to say rest in peace first of all, and I hope you get the best bed in heaven. And you know what? To our family here, prayers and thoughts are with us. And if we can do anything at Liberty Soup Run, please get in touch with us. Please do. Thank you.
Jesus.
Yeah, and
So sad.
the 2 reasons people end up in the streets: drugs and mental illness. And the state has abdicated all responsibility for both. There's no funding, there's no anything, there's no help there for anybody who falls in hard times. Drugs are fucking endemic in this country, and unless we start talking about it and having serious conversations about it, and unless you start shunning, again, personal responsibility, shunning the drug dealers and drug pushers in your community, the country is never going to heal. Mental illness is another one. There's loads of broken people out there. COVID broke a huge fucking section of our society. People don't want to talk about it. COVID broke marriages. It broke fucking people's will. It broke. We had problems before that, but it's fucking quadrupled them.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no fucking supports out there. And then fucking phones and the fast society we live in made everybody cold and not caring and this, that. Slow down. Everyone, slow down. Slow down.
Yeah.
Ask the guy you're talking to or the woman you're talking to, are you okay? Is there anything I can do to don't let anybody abuse you or use you. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just ask everyone to slow down. Chill out. Don't worry about the
Angela Leggett's just saying that homelessness is caused by lacking of money as well, and no accommodation for the Irish. It's true.
Angela, I'm gonna disagree with you. There is no lack of money. There's a lack of accommodation and there's a lack of will. And there's a lack of accommodation because you can see it through even the social housing. Was it 7,000 fucking IPAS fucking people who came into the country illegally are sitting on fucking social housing when Irish people are being pushed down the list? We have a government problem. That's what we have. We have a government problem. And until we tackle that, nothing gets better. But again, at a local level and a human level, you can ask people, are they okay? You know, you can push back against the local drug dealers. You can push back against the local racketeers. You can push back against the local fucking skin traffickers, you know, at a local level. We can't fix everything, but we can fix little bits at a time. But in a civilized society, we shouldn't have any Irish person dying on our streets. It's wrong.
Yeah.
And it's a failing. It's a failing of fucking every single one of us.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Angela. She means Irish people don't have the money. Yeah, I knew what you were getting at there, all right.
Sorry, Angela. Yeah. No, but hang on. It's our responsibility to look after our own. I'm responsible for my children, my family, my parents, my extended family, and my local community. That's what I'm responsible for. That's what and everybody's the same. I can't help a homeless woman in Dublin. But you see, the organizations, bar one or two of them, fucking Liberty Soup Run is one of the ones that's fucking doing sterling work. There's very few of them out there like that. Did they not shut them down during COVID?
They tried to. Yeah, they tried to. No, it was only last year, the year before. They tried to shut them down. Yeah, council did.
That'll tell you. But all the lefties who claim they're there to help will take money from fucking the government, from the UN, from every other fucking organization. Yet they'll happily see Irish people die on the street, and they won't fucking lift a finger to fucking help them. But they'll
Pamela
fucking
Doyle is asking there, where can we donate clothes and shoes for the Irish people? It's Liberty Soup Run. Go to the Liberty Soup Run, and they have different days. Probably a Thursday, I think it is, that you can bring them in stuff, or it's them that look after it. You know what I mean? Like, it's no good sending them here to me, because
can you but can you name another good one? I'll tell you a good story. Well, our story is the truth. Both my parents would have been heavily involved in St. Vincent de Paul all their lives. I mean, for fucking, my dad in his locality was the chairman of St. Vincent de Paul, and all they did was try and fucking help people and help people and help people. And as the years went on, it became more and more bureaucratic, and they found that they couldn't get support for the most vulnerable people in local areas. Yet the CEO of the company was getting raise after raise after raise. And all these managers were getting more and more and more and more money, but the people on the ground were getting less and less and less. They're all fucking corrupt. Every single... I would not put my hand in my pocket for any bucket, for any fucking charity, anything, on the street. I go so far as to, I don't like, I just go, fuck off. Charity, if like Liberty Soup Run, good one. We need to compile a list of actually good. We need to do this through Shinadina, a list of good charities that you can actually donate to, that we know are not corrupt, that are
well,
back.
now, Mike Jordan now from Ohio. I've said this before, but why aren't there groups of Irish patriots out there patrolling the streets, all volunteer basis, 7
All
hours
doing
a
it.
night?
Yeah,
We're doing it.
Mike, we did it, and are doing it, and we got branded as fucking terrorists, vigilantes, racists, fucking every sort of thing. We were all in the paper. We all got fucking our lives destroyed over it. We got linked to criminality. We got fucking, the state came after us. Fucking, I mean, full fucking blown. The full iron fist came down on top of us. Didn't stop us. We still do it. They're still active in certain areas. The street patrols are still going on in Cork. The street patrols are still going on in Dublin. It's active, you know. But the majority of us guys involved, we work. We're 40, 50 hours a week, fucking sometimes more, is given just to keep a roof over our head. So our time is limited. We do all we can. But like I said, it's just you got to do it in your own locality. If you can throw some big fucking dollars our way, we'll be laughing. I'm only joking.
Paul, has anyone heard any update about the apartments that McGregor built being given away to foreigners? Haven't heard anything about it. Okay, I think he has made a statement, as far as I know, saying that he sold them last year or 2023, and he nearly sold them at a loss. But I think he gave it to the council. The council bought them. But like, let's be honest, lads. You're selling them to the council. You know where they're going. They're not going to go to Irish people. We all know that. You know, come on. So I'm not knocking them, or I'm not saying anything, but like, you built them and you gave them to the council. The likes of Clwyd or them other ones get them. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's Kevin Coyle, thank you. Yes. Chris Byrne.
What was Kevin's comment?
Kevin put in about who the Howards were, and he has their phone numbers as well and contact details if we need them.
Good stuff.
So,
Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, no, the people at Coolock need them.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, COVID broke my whole family.
I hear you,
my mother through the jabs. I'm the black sheep and still am, because I speak the truth. but I'm grand, not fair on my kids though, and yet they don't know my immediate family.
Emma,
listen,
I'm living it,
Emma,
every day.
I'm living
it. We're all living it
too.
Yeah.
Oh, we have. There he is. Hello there, my good man.
Well, how you doing?
How's the boss, man?
I'm good.
How he's getting on? Been watching there. Good. Sorry, you got back late. So I had to sort something out of the car. Yeah,
you get it sorted?
No, not exactly. But we're still motoring, so be alright. We're getting sorted. You know what it is? One of those air suspensions.
I'm actually going to tell you a quick fix. I googled this bit. It does actually work. Deflate rugby ball, take out the inflation, inflate the rugby ball in the shock, and that'll keep you going in the short term. Deflate the ball, put it into the shock, and then inflate the rugby ball inside the shock, and that'll keep the car lifted.
Right. Okay.
Now there was my research yesterday. I've got to send it to you.
Really? I like your backdrop there, the Gale Force Media.
what you
We
think?
didn't say too much about it. Now, to be honest. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. That's it. Gale Force Media, the new media company for Ireland, for nationalism.
Yeah. Interesting what happened earlier on. I put up a little 10-second video on it, like a preview video, and it was only up. It didn't even get any viewership. I was on TikTok, and it got banned. It got taken down straight away, violation. And I don't know, Paul's gone missing, but I was going to say, Paul.
I'm still here.
Do you have that, Paul? And we show people what they're censoring now.
What video was it? The one you sent?
Yeah. It was just literally 10 seconds. It was on our Gale Force Media group.
Hold on. Gale Force
But it made
Media.
me think, it's interesting that got censored. It's like an alternative media organization that we're trying to launch, and there's no wording in it, just images of the different shows, and they wouldn't even let it up. And of course, no violation reasons or anything like that. Yeah, very interesting. I see Martin's already kicked off his podcast.
Well, tomorrow it goes out. It'll go out at 6:00 tomorrow morning, and it'll be able to view. You can view it on YouTube, X, and whatever channels. Whatever channels the Irish column goes out on, and one or two of my own. So it's an interview with a guy called Murlock Murphy. I met him through Spaces. He's just great conversation on legal. It's just another individual's view and outlook on what's wrong with the country, and it's a lovely conversation. It's about an hour and a half long, but lovely conversation. I'm going to record them on Mondays and put them out the following Monday. They're not edited. It's literally same as I used to do, minutes to midnight. I don't have the capacity to do them live anymore, so I'm going to record them live, not edit them, and just put the conversations out. Sometimes it could be half an hour, sometimes it could be, depends on how interesting the conversation is. So to all the viewers, the big thing about what I do is I don't care who you are. I'm not looking for names or celebrities or people. I just want to talk to humans. So any single viewer who watches here, just hit me up on fucking Facebook, or hit me up on X is the best place to get me. Send me a DM if you want to have an hour-long conversation and the public to see it. Hit me a DM and we'll have a chat.
Yeah, I have two coming up myself. Scheduled in, just waiting for a bit of new equipment to land. But I've already spoken to the two people who I'll be speaking to. I actually might be able to. I do have a preview of it. Did you find that video as well?
Yeah, I'll play it here now.
Yeah, play it there.
This is it. 22. Is this the?
Yeah, 22 seconds. Yeah, this got taken down straight away for some reason.
Right. And TikTok took that down.
Took that down. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say your account is just flagged for fucking. They have the AI on your account like a fucking.
Yeah.
And look, there's lefties just sitting there waiting for you to post to start reporting as well, like.
Yeah.
But it's out. It's out on other platforms. So look, the viewers here know what we've been at for the last couple of years. They know we're skin in the game. We're good people. We're not doing it for money. We're not doing it for anything other than it's the right thing to do. And like I said, we give up our own time to, like Anthony, you're going to be focusing on whistleblowing and serious, in-depth, scary stuff, guys. Some very, very, very scary stuff that Anthony's going to be digging into. Paul is going to be continuing with his two shows and doing an awful lot more in the background in relation to investigative journalism. I'm going to be on the ground more. My thing is just long form conversation. We've got another couple of people coming on board who aren't as well known, but they're brilliant people. And again, we're looking for people all the time. If you want to be, if you want to be, seriously, if you want to be a fucking on the ground fucking reporter for us, a journalist for us, or have a story, reach out. All we're going to do is help you.
I'm just reading Chris's comment there. I gotta say, Paul, you're getting it up a lot quicker when Orla's not here.
I try and upload the 2 images to my people I have interviewing. I can only get them up as background stuff. Maybe if I drop us down for a second, right?
Yeah. I'll be
Aaron and Aaron Power, is it?
Yeah,
2 people lined up.
Yeah, I'll be grabbing Aaron for a long form conversation at some point as well, and a few other people. I must actually grab Gene for a heart to heart as well. But it's look. Do you know what? Fair play to everybody involved. Fair play to the amount. I'm going to give Paul and Anthony huge plaudits now. You don't know the work these guys put in the background. You don't know the work these guys do when they're off screen. You have no idea how they just never stop. They never ever stop. So they deserve massive plaudits for the work they put in. It's amazing. So like I said, look, it's a great team. If you want to be involved, just reach out. If you want to set up your own show, just reach out. We'll help you. And like it's the Joe Rogan thing. He said everybody should have a podcast. Everybody should have a podcast. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, and look, there's a lot of us doing a lot of stuff on the ground there as well. The my stuff won't just be whistleblower stuff as well. There will be a lot of that, but probably other narratives like Clan Olga is something I'm helping Aaron and a few others that want to remain nameless at the moment, but it's the youth movement. And Gentle Poet, there's 2 different age demographics there that aren't the same as us. There's how a call to the youth is what Aaron's one will be, and Gentle Poet, and that might delve into a bit of her stuff as well. But I'll go to them. It'll be in person. But yeah, I know we mentioned it earlier on. Liam, looks like he's taking the mantle there for the Shinadina show, which is great. Liam's been regular here. Liam does massive work as well. Look, they all do massive work in the background. It took us all to build this, and we're just been ramping up this year. So I'm excited for this year. It's going to be great. There's also a thing I want to say there real quick. You're talking about the homeless and that poor young woman dying. There is a homelessness watch in Shinadina over on the other platform. I do know that someone already reached out in Tipperary. Someone put the word out that they know of a person in their 50s in such a place, and
that's right. Living in a car.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. And we're hoping to, if people can identify them things and put it into that group, and we can all look after each other in the community. So it's obviously a big issue, and we want to help where we can. And we've done this. We've been doing this for the last year as well. Like I remember, just an Irish homelessness watch. Just if you're in that group, that same person's around there. It's particularly quiet. Does anyone have any blankets to get out there? Maybe sort them out. Small stuff, but there's always someone who can do.
Yeah. RE Gale Force Media. I recently read Gerald Pollack's new book, Charged. Gerald explains how weather works, e.g. clouds, the weight of 1 million elephants float due to electrical repulsion. Okay. I'm going to be honest, talking to clouds, I was watching the match today with the kids, and man, it was like X's and O's, like, you know what I mean? And I says to one of the daddies, I says, there's tomorrow's snow. What do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean? Look up. I said, have a look up there. Do you not see anything? They're just planes. I thought, okay, fair enough.
What did he say? Don't look up. Did you ever see that show?
Don't look up. Yeah, the movie.
But you know what's interesting? And we wanted to do this, and we highlighted the Ireland First evidence files there recently. You know, just a bit of a preview on it. But I wanted to put together a kind of a leaflet or an initiative where, like, talking about that cloud seeding, the sun dimming, that's all been spoken about in the UK news, in the Washington, all, you know, legislation has been passed in the US with all this stuff. In Ireland, some people are just so with their head buried in the sand. Like, you'd have to root this out. Here you go. You know, there it is, there, right in front of your eyes from main media news. There's all the studies on it, and then people are like, "Oh well, you know." It's very difficult to get across to people lately. I see my father. I think I said this recently. Me and my father went for a pint in a local town, and there's a woman there who advocated for the COVID vaccines. And thank God I got my COVID vaccine. I would have got away worse and all this kind of thing. And my dad, who had taken one or two at the time, he had said, not at the time, but a few years ago, had said, but do you not think that there was massive cohesion here? Do you not see like what they were doing and all the stuff that's come out since then? Everyone, you know, in your 50s and 60s, everyone knows someone who's died and stage 4 cancers and everything in the last few years. And she just looked straight at the wall. I was looking at her. I didn't even say anything. And tears welled up in her eyes. She shook her head, emotionally triggered straight away and locked down from the conversation. There was no intellectual conversation to be had. Like we spoke about it before a few weeks ago when they unturned all them thousands of doctors' certifications from abroad, you know, the fraudulent certifications. We were talking about that. We were talking about that a few months ago when we had Miranda Jackson on as well. These things are happening. So you need something, like even a QR code. This is the story of the vaccines. Here's your evidence. Here's your studies from other countries, because you're not getting this. Yeah. You're not getting this. This keeps going because you're allowing it to happen. Like you vote in these people, that's fine. But your kids won't have a house. You know, you're never going to see them again. They're going to fly off to Australia where they can, and your price of flights will go up, and carbon taxes will go up on that, and you're going to be talking to them over Zoom calls for the rest of your life. Like, think about the future. I was at the door of a guy, an old farmer. This is my frustration with farmers sometimes. Knocking on his door until they're town the general elections with my 11-year-old son at the next door. And he says, no, I vote Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael all my life, you know. My grandfather did. And I said, well, it's because of that mindset that he'll never have a house in this country, that he will not be able to have a future. You know, you have to stop thinking about your grandfather, maybe start thinking about the youth. And so hopefully Aaron, for that reason, might bridge that gap between our generation and the one below him, or his own, because he's obviously wide awake and he's an intelligent young man. He looks through all these things, and if he can resonate with them, then great, you know, and that's why it's important to have Aaron on.
Watch his wax rope video he just put out there. That is the most informative, fantastic bit of information. It's on TikTok. I'm sure it's on his other platforms as well. But wax rope and basically how to make fire. He gives a live demonstration. Well done, Aaron, for sharing a very, very, very practical and useful skill. I have a question to ask. Does anybody know if the wax on Babybel cheeses is actually genuine wax and can be recycled into waxing ropes? So if anybody knows, I'm going to try it myself anyway, but if anybody knows off the top of their head, so I'm not wasting time, because I was just having a conversation about those little cheeses and how I could repurpose the wax. So if anybody knows that, let me know. I had another point, but it's gone for me. It mustn't have been too relevant.
But just in regard to the podcast that we're putting out, there is already Martin's Minutes to Midnight playlist on the Scale Force YouTube page, where you can look at all the older content. The same with Ireland Live, same with the AKC podcast, and this stuff will be put onto Spotify. A lot of it's on Spotify already. If you looked up Spotify or Apple Play podcasts or any podcast thing, you'll see the Irish Column. You'll see the AKC podcast. You'll see a couple of Minutes to Midnight, but it will be What Now Irishman, and you'll have the addition of Liam doing his show as well. The 5 Pillars of Truth was the kind of mindset behind it. So there is a website being created at the moment. It's 3 quarters of the way there. So yeah, it's
and the show will be going out on the website as well, live from next week.
Yeah. I see a comment there, and I might address it. Popping in.
What?
I see a comment there, and I might address it. That's all right. Any reason why you're calling women at 3 a.m. Want to discuss nationalist views.
Another one.
So
Another one.
the reason why I'm highlighting this comment, Murphy, will you ever wipe your nose when you're in the Black Forge? So the reason I'm highlighting these people, that's a fake name because this person's a coward. These are the stuff that gets put into the ICA group where people don't know the admins of, and they store up stuff when we make announcements. They can't hack it. You know, they're so obsessed they have to create a store on their couch.
Inability to build, inability to create, inability to have coherent, honest conversation, mental, physical weaklings. Come see me.
I do feel sorry for people in there who think that they're in a good group. Maybe ask these people who they are.
Exactly.
You won't get an answer. But you know who I am. I'm right here. I'm
you know who Paul is. You know who Martin Murphy is. Still sitting here. Still proud. Still brave. Walk the streets freely.
You know, I'd love for that ICA group to do something productive for the country rather than talk about me and you all day long, man. Or Paul.
I know. They don't talk about me much. It's all you. They refer to you.
Let them talk about you.
They refer to you and the other 2 or 3. So I presume that's us. We don't get called by name. But the reality is that the loser in the comments, and I love saying this, and this is one of my flaws. I'm so much better than you. Simple as that. I'm just a better human than you are. I can build, I can create, I have ideas, I can build projects, I can do interviews, I can do.
Right.
You show me what you can do. You can't even show your real name. So your insults, all they do is they feed me and give me more power. Thank you. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I could care less. You know.
I feed off it. Oh, no. I take all of their energy and I recycle it into positive work. Every single bit.
I'll be honest as well. People who have a grievance with me, like we're doing our work every day. We're on Zooms every day. You know this, like what we do in Martin Saturday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Zoom.
Yeah, meeting.
You know,
meeting with another organization, trying to build bridges.
The night before Friday night, I was on till 1 o'clock Saturday morning, talking on Spaces with Aaron about the Clan of Oga. There's loads of I'm too busy. People aren't going to stifle what we're doing. They're not going to stifle us at rallies. They're not going to stifle us by hurty words. It's crazy. Like, you know, the last year should prove that. So
I just take it from this point of view. Since the start of the year, 2 companies registered, 2 organizations building and growing, 3 separate directions in relation to media, politics, and the other avenue, the investigative sort of one. Like, we're working our asses off, but the biggest thing is that every single one of us, every single social media profile, big smiley faces, that's us.
But man, it's funny because I remember 6 or 7 months ago, you know, people were getting really upset what we're doing, and I turned to you and said, I feel like I haven't even started yet. Like, I feel like I haven't even barely warmed up. Like, everything we do is putting in anti-trafficking intel, putting up media for reaching out to whistleblowers. These people clearly aren't on the side of the state because you disregard the personalities. People don't get on with people. You walk into a room with 20 people, you're probably not going to get on with a couple of people there. When you're in work, you're probably not going to get on with the guy in the factory line, but you get it done. So we're here for a cause that's going to destroy our country, and these guys are saying, "Well, I don't like him." It's like, all right, you sit over there. Well, we do the stuff then, okay?
There's two issues. There are people with massive egos, and we all know who they are. But then there's an IQ problem. There are idiots who think they are X, Y, and Z. You know what? I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm smarter than the average fucking bear. And I'm willing to put in the work, and I'm willing to inform myself, and I'm willing to fucking spend hours reading and researching and forming opinions. And my opinions change all the time as I get new knowledge. And then you have people who just have 4 or 5 fucking token lines. Get them out. Fucking Sinn Féin traitors. That's not good enough. Simple as that. If you want to fucking change the destiny of a country, you have to fucking start climbing the rungs of the ladder intellectually. It's as simple as that. Like I said, I am descending Mount Stupid. And if anybody Googles what Mount Stupid is, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm only descending Mount Stupid. I haven't even got to the depression phase yet, or I haven't even gotten to the enlightenment stage. But I'm descending Mount Stupid. I'm now aware that I don't know everything, and I've got so much more to learn. And I can only form opinion on what I understand, which is very, very little. These are the personalities we have. Then you've got people who think that you can just start a Telegram group and solve the fucking woes of the world by talking shit. We've purposely shut down one of the biggest WhatsApp groups in the fucking country in relation to nationalism. At the end of the month, it shuts down because we realize that, okay, that was about gathering people together. It was about gathering ideas, gathering communities, etc., etc., etc. But that turns into 90% watchers and 10% activists. And then we said, okay, that's not good. That's not going to solve the country. It was a great starting point. So now we've moved away from that. And that WhatsApp group will be shut down on the 31st of January. All of it. And those who genuinely bought into Sinn Féin and genuinely want to fucking put in the slog will move over to the new platform. It's as simple as that. You can call it a weeding process. You can call it a reality process. You can call it whatever you want. WhatsApp groups are not going to fix this country. Media will fix this country, alternative media. Local activism, courage and humility, and being brave enough to keep going no matter what, because we're going to have losses. That's what's required. That's what's really, really required now. I'm doing my bit. Anthony Casey's doing his bit. Paul Fitzsimon's doing his bit. Orla's doing her bit. All the other people that we work with are doing their bit. Personal responsibility. What are you doing? Look in the mirror tomorrow morning and ask, what are you doing? What are you doing for your local community? How can you help? What have you built? And yeah, I'm throwing responsibility on your shoulders, but that's how we win. It's as simple as that. No generals, no leaders, no nothing. Everyone's a soldier. You have to fucking fight for what's yours.
Yep. Sinn Féin has restructured. It's absolutely true. And you'll see a lot of very concentrated, topical committees in there. And I'm sure if you want to take a look at it, we do have adverts up. There is brochures. Go on sinnadina.ie, click on the brochure, the second tab, and you'll see everything that's involved. So yeah, it'd be great. The more these things are only as good as the people that row into it. So we obviously can't do it alone. You need a massive operation and massive cohesion and involvement to make things like this work. So we will be planning on doing a bit of tours, and we have an upcoming election as well with Mr. Fitzsimons that's going to be running it, Dublin Central. So you'll see us out there again as well. Lots of plans, lots of quarterly plans, lots of things to do, and great people. So Sinn Féin is
woman,
the best. I've made so many few new friends for life in the same mind frame. It's lovely to have a person on a wider community. It's a village. Fair play. Emma is very active in it as well, in fairness to her. Yeah, there is good people. It's your own clan. It's your like-minded people. You know, people who are wide awake to everything going on. What can we do about it? It's going to be a big year, and who knows what we can pull out of the bag.
I reckon media-wise, we're onto a winner, because in fairness, we have so many colleagues that we're aligned with and affiliated with that we respect and respect us. We're going to have all we've done is big up since like they started and we started, the likes of Philip Dwyer, the likes of Niall McConnell, the good guys doing good work. All we've done is big them up, shared their content. You know what I mean. So look, we're on to a winner in relation to informing the public and basically opening up debate and conversation. They can't stop us. They'll try, but they're not going to be able to stop us. We're only going to get more and more and more people on board. And like I said, the more the merrier. We need producers. We need people who, guys who can do lighting, people who can offer spaces to let us do live interviews. We said it, we want to take the show on the road. We want to fill local halls with the Irish Column. We want to sit up and basically have interactive conversations and chats. And you know what? We won't be charging fucking €95 on the door. I can tell you that much. Well, look,
I,
like I said,
I heard some people. I heard some people got a cut in the door. Okay. Yeah. That's what I heard.
I'm nothing to do with me. I'm just saying we won't be charging 95 fucking euros on the fucking door.
No.
Like I said, we the majority we do offer backs. I suppose the only thing we'd ever do is once we've covered costs, we're happy. But yeah, we want to take this thing on the road. But like I said, we're going to need help. And like I said, it'd be great. You know, what'd be great is, you know, the fans that are there, the guys watching every single fucking week, if they were willing, wouldn't it be great to have them up in the panel and actually be part of the panel live to have conversations? Because you give, without an audience, you don't have a show, and you give so much fucking input. So I'm not going to start naming names like Chris, Angela, like there's so many people there. It'll take me an hour to go through all the fucking names of these people, but you know what I mean? It'd be great. It'd be brilliant to have the fucking viewers.
We've been threatening about an Irish column live show, like where you play videos, you get the feedback from the audience, you all have a bit of a laugh and bit of a live commentary, a microphone down the audience. It's another plan. Like the Irish column here, you see that we've structured into our own shows, and the Irish column we're trying to make into a panel show, a studio show. So look, if people want to help out with these things as well, there's a lot of setting up to do with this. We're only a few people who are trying to get this all organized. If you're in Dublin, or if you're in Carlow, if you're in Tipperary, if you're even in the West, whatever it is, reach out to us if you have expertise in setting up these types of things, or even know a good location where a studio could be. We have one or two, but we're all ears. But either way, yeah, there's just an evolution. I hate that word, but there is an evolution going on with our media campaign and structuring. Everything's been restructured. Ireland First, wait to see Ireland First this year. Massive plans. The whole thing is going to be going up a notch. Media, community, policy.
Shannon Medina, Ireland First, Gale Force Media.
Gale Force Media.
Boom.
That's it. Yeah. We took a look at last year. We saw what worked and what didn't work and what needed to happen. And we're only January, and already we are another stride up the hill. So,
yeah,
you know, it's funny. It feels like longer, but it's literally only a year since we started talking about the multi-pronged approach.
Yeah,
and fuck me, we've got some serious tentacles now. You know what I mean? We, despite we have had setbacks. We've had massive setbacks, huge attacks. Internal, external, state, mainstream media. But we've still built. We've built and we've built and we've built and we've built. And like I said after the elections, I said nationalism was going to get very, very small. Yeah, our team got small, but fuck me, it's tight and it's productive. You know, we're doing the good work. We're doing the good job. I've no doubts in that. I never have a doubt in are we doing the right thing? Never, ever, 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 ever. And you see, people don't understand how we operate behind the scenes. Every single discussion, every single bit of information is shared, and we discuss it, and then we vote on it and decide what way to go. And of the core, anyone ever take a huff? Anyone ever kind of get, nope, it's just boom, okay, next strategy. What are we doing? Okay, we're not doing this. What are we doing? Okay, we're talking to these people. Okay, what can they offer? X, Y, and Z. How do we work with them? How do we align with them? Do they have? It's clockwork, guys. Behind the scenes, it's clockwork. I suppose we're lacking. I suppose huge numbers isn't the problem. It's active numbers. There's loads of people involved. It's just we don't have enough active people willing to sacrifice their time the same way we do. And that will be the big ask if you get involved. We're going to ask you to give your most precious commodity to us. We're going to ask you for your time to do X, Y, and Z research or whatever. You know, it's time well spent as far as I'm concerned.
Guys, RT have yet to come out with a COVID jab that caused death or any negative effect yet. Were you surprised? There's not one negative story. It is a new channel, isn't it?
Bill Maher has actually come out and changed his tune finally.
Paddy Irish, we will be coming out. We will be digging into this.
Actually, this week we launched a Shinadina committee, which is a COVID a vaccine injured committee. Now we had a natural remedies group. We have it still until the end of the month. It's one of our most popular ones because there's lots of detoxes and things like that in it, and home remedies that will move across as well. But we're trying to do a vaccine damage one, and there has been. I've reached out to a couple of doctors among the movement, and they've already. Some of them have already given their insight into some of the ways of helping this. So there's nothing like this in Ireland. It's a shame. I know, Paul, you were looking into this in the last 2 years. You and AJ and stuff like that, and people need to. Yeah, look, we need to recognize it. I put up a compilation of. I went on Facebook last week, and within 5 minutes, there's 3 people under 18 notices. Just as I scroll down.
Death notice.
And, yeah, and no one wants to say anything in the comments. This kind of thing where it's a personal person that it's a photograph of it. It's insensitive in some ways, but at the same time, the silence and the taboo-ness of the whole thing was part of the plan as well. That no one was going to mention the elephant in the room.
90% of the population.
I put up a collage and someone said to me, "That's my cousin, take that down." And I said, "Okay." So I blocked out the faces instead of taking it all down because the information is still important. And it wasn't making it a personal thing about any one person. It's saying that, look what's happening. Come on, where's the anger? We go on, we talk about it every Sunday, and we try and push it out. But I don't want to see another camp. Like, the problem is, what happens next week if they announce a pandemic, a worldwide one where we're creating a vaccine? Don't worry, you're still going to maybe get, maybe not 80 or 90, but you might get 50 or 60% of people still bringing their kids to that line. That's a scary thing.
Is that our problem?
Yeah, well, I think it is our problem. We need to keep highlighting it.
How much responsibility do we bear? I feel in relation to COVID, I informed every single person that I physically speak to that was in with arm's reach of me of all the data for numerous years or months,
So
and it went into years. I have this online platform where we talk about it all the time. Like, how if it's this whole thing, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink.
I think the job is to lead them to the water, and you've done your part.
We've done it. We've done it. And you know what? If people don't want to, I've empathy for those that are sitting with the ticking time bomb inside them. I understand. I do understand. And I have massive empathy. But I'm sort of done. I have to get real clannish. And the people who are awake, they're my primary concern. They're the people I have to protect, and they're the people I have to build a future for. Those that already know the truth, I'm more concerned with ensuring their safety, and I'd rather retreat with them behind walls to build a better future, knowing that I can have a future with these people, than waste time trying to wake up the NPCs that can never be woken up.
Well, on that note, we will finish up for tonight, guys, because we're way over the time here now. We're at 2 hours 28 minutes, lads. Where the bleeding hell does the time go?
Hell. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Jesus,
exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can you not get a bell or something to stop me talking? Just ring it. Just a bing.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And I shut up.
But Martin, thank you very much.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you for having me on, as always.
Thank you very much for coming on with me. Thank you.
I'll talk.
Sorry, I'll put you back up. Go on.
No, I was saying I'll talk to yourself and Anthony afterwards. Yeah.
Talk to you in a minute. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Anthony, thank you for coming on, mate. Fair play.
Yeah, just the last thing real quick, Paul, that Gale Force Media there, that's going to be the big push for this year. Straight at the back. If anyone wants to help out, please do. I know you have the email address, Paul. Oh, look, we'll be talking about it again next week or whatever. But look, thanks as always to everyone listening in. Great to see all the familiar faces and new as well. Thanks, Paul. Fair play.
Thanks, Anthony. Talk to you in a bit. Well, everyone, I'm going to just change me. I forgot to do my background, but hey, there you go. We're there now. As I say every night, thank you very much, everyone. And by the way, we've just hit 1100 there. Fair play to everyone. Just hit 1100. Fair play to everyone for coming in and commenting and doing what they did, I'm going to leave you with this. But as I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.